Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be transforming this table lamp. Now, this one I picked up from IKEA a couple of years ago and I really like it. It's really energy efficient. I think the wattage is like 0.8, which is perfect for me because I use this one as a nightlight. Now, the problem I have with it is that during the night, if I happen to wake up and open my eyes, the light's actually pretty bright and it just beams in my eyes. It's quite harsh and it just disrupts my sleep. So I'm sure you've all seen the faux ceramic vase trend going around on YouTube. I think it was last year or maybe even the year before. And I thought I would apply that technique just to add a veil of color in hopes to dim the light a little bit. And also give it a really cool texture. Now, I've looked up videos on YouTube and I haven't seen anyone use this particular technique for a table lamp or a lamp shade. So I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but we can find out together. But basically, from each of those videos that I had a look at, the best paint to use for it is acrylic paint, and just to thicken up the paint and to give it that grainy sort of texture, the best additive is bicarb soda. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this off. This light is really good because you can actually detach it from the base. There's a few screws underneath. So I'm just going to do that now. I'm going to mix the paint up first. So I don't want to be mixing like a few batches of paint just in case it will look different in different areas if I run out. So I'm going to just use a generous amount of the paint and the additive so I don't run out halfway through painting the lampshade. Kind of thick, this paint, so I used about that much more. So I opted for this beigey color. Alright, bicarb soda time. So everyone that did this on a vase said to apply a 1-to-1 ratio. Ooh. Probably a bit too much but we'll see how that works out. So that's what it looks like. Now I'm just going to use a stick to mix it all up. You can see that. And the goal is to get it into a thick paste. I had a measuring spoon, but I just dumped it in there anyways. Okay. I think I'm happy with that consistency. It's not super runny, it's pretty thick, which is good. Now, because I need to be able to move the glass as I'm painting and I don't really want to touch it because I'll get, fingerprints on there, I found just this sugar soap spray can, and I'll just be popping the glass on top of that so that when I paint it, I can just move it without touching it and I can get to the edges. Right, here goes nothing. Actually going on pretty nicely. I'm trying to work in thin layers because I obviously want the light to still shine through. So I don't want it to be completely opaque. I want it to be a little bit translucent. So I decided to go do vertical lines and not horizontal because I reckon that would be hard to make look continuous, if that makes sense. Alright, so I've gone over it with one coat, but you can still see a little bit of streakiness in the paint and you can kind of see the dark glass underneath. So I'm going to do one more coat in those like thinner areas, I think. Trying not to make it too thick. And I also just need to do the rim at the very bottom, which is a little bit tricky to get my brush into. But we'll see how it goes. I had a little bit of trouble trying to get the streaks out, and the technique that I found to be helpful is to be really, really light with the pressure you apply with the brush. So almost like zero pressure at all. And just like drag the brush very gently, because otherwise it just wipes away the paint that you've applied. And I'm not worrying too much to make it perfect in the sense like if you see a little bit of like raised parts where the brush strokes are, as long as the paint is not streaky and you can see through, I think I'll be pretty happy. And you know, seeing the brush strokes through there just gives it a little bit more texture and adds to that whole ceramic vibe. So far, I love how it looks. I love the texture, and I can already see, you know, the way it's going and how it's going to look. My fear is that it may be too thick, that the light won't shine through at all. So I hope we found that perfect balance between not being too thick and heavy where it blocks the light, and not being too thin where it's all streaky and the light, you know, comes through too much. So fingers crossed, let this dry and see what it looks like. Alrighty, so this is what the lamp looks like once it's dried, and I am absolutely in love with it. It looks really expensive for some reason. I wasn't expecting that, but I love the texture. And best of all, when the light is on, it still shines through, but it's not as bright. And it also has this really like cool effect where there's parts that are darker than others, and I think it just creates a really nice vibe. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you found it useful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more videos from me, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye!